I'm going to reveal the most powerful mind hack that billionaires, self-made millionaires, and professional athletes use to have smashing success. There are 3 secrets on how to brainwash yourself for success and destroy the villain in your life. I'm BMac, your host of the Tech Money Talks podcast, and success leaves clues. I interviewed over 100 multi-millionaires, and I have a successful business, and through the years of study on success, I formulated a technique to brainwash yourself for success. It's important to understand what I'm about to explain to you does not exist anywhere else on YouTube. Now, before I begin and tell you the secret to these steps, I'm going to cover a scenario that helps build the case. Let's take Kobe Bryant, for example, and the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant's a 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Kobe used the alter ego called the Black Mamba as a way to channel his competitive spirit. He used it to separate himself on the court with intensity, and he kept it separate from his personal life. Kobe described it as a mentality that helped him perform at the highest level and became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. It's about having a competitive mindset. According to Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba was more than just an alter ego. It was a mentality that he used to channel his competitive spirit and push him to perform at the highest level.
How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being Black Mamba?
I switched my mind to something else. I switched my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus, Decimus Meridius, and Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time.
He described the Black Mamba as an assassin's mentality, and that allowed him to block out distractions and focus solely on his performance. 3 secrets on how to brainwash yourself for success and to destroy the villain. Now, let's talk about secret number 1. Identify your hero alter ego. So if you look at any story, literally any story, there's a hero in it. What about your story? Who's the hero in your story? Life is actually easier as a whole if you see yourself as a hero. Now, in every single hero story, the hero suffers. If you understand that suffering is a part of becoming a hero, then that makes sense. You might feel sorry for yourself, but you can push that aside and say, hey, I'm struggling. I might not be able to make money now, but that's because I'm a fucking superhero. Life is gonna be hard, and I'm a hero, and I'm gonna get through these times. Every hero went through a ton of shit before becoming a superhero. So right now, you have to understand that you're the hero in your movie, and it's gonna lead to your first action step, which is give your hero a name. Mine is BMac. BMac is like the guy in that Bradley Cooper movie called Limitless. He's the hero that was that struggling writer, and then he gained access to this drug, that NZT48, and then it enhanced his cognitive abilities, and it gave him the ability to unlock the full potential of his brain. He's able to think faster, remember more, solve problems, and be more efficient. It allows him to achieve a level of success and power that he never thought was possible. It's kind of like the abilities that we now have with OpenAI and ChatGPT, but that's another topic on AI prompt engineering. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about that. There's a lot of great stuff there. Now here's action number 2, which is write down the qualities and the role your hero plays in your life. Think in terms of health, wealth, and relationships. For health, there could be examples like reading for mental health or going to the gym for physical health. For wealth, you can choose something for, like, is it for your business, or is it for your career, or is it investing? An example could be like launching products for drop shipping, or completing a course for your career, or setting aside earned income for your investments. Now for relationships, if you're married, are you taking care of your queen? Are you romancing your wife? If you're single, do you have the courage to go up and talk to that attractive woman? Think about the relationships in your life, your partner, kids, family, friends, and coworkers, so on. Now, you're gonna create a list. Don't bullshit, write it down. It's not real if it's not written down. Now let's dive into secret number 2, which is create your villain, alter ego. You cannot have a hero without a villain. Who's the villain in your story? Now, most people think the villain is someone else. So if you're sitting at home, you haven't got much money, you're broke, you're pissed off, you're depressed, and you look at other influencers and celebrities and you might think that they're your villain. That's not true. Comparing yourself to these people is not going to help you. You're going to create this villain. Your villain is going to be a clone of you. He's that better version of yourself. He's going to have some things that you don't have. And your villain is going to be that person who basically requires no motivation, no matter how he feels, no matter how stressed, regardless of what happens, your villain is going to take action and complete the tasks. If you're in dropshipping, your villain is going to be the guy who's always launching products every day. Your villain is going to be the guy who does everything he wants regardless of how he feels. So now let's dive into action step number 3, which is your villain. Give your villain a name. Mine is King B, and I compete against him every day. Now, action step number 4 is that you're gonna write down every single quality about your enemy. Does he read every day? Does he go to the gym every day? Does he close sales every day? Push yourself to write a minimum of 25 qualities that your villain has. Now let's dive into secret number 3, which is trigger your hero alter ego to compete against your villain. This is magic. You're gonna be the hero in your story, and he is gonna compete against your villain in your story. And it's gonna be based on the qualities that you listed. You're gonna compete in health, wealth, relationships, and you can claim victory when you beat your personal best. This leads you to action step number 5, which is compete against your villain daily and win by beating your personal best. Now, to unleash your inner hero, you need to create a trigger. It's like when Popeye ate that can of spinach and he grew strong enough to beat Bluto. You're going to trigger your inner hero to get the right mindset to help beat your villain. It's kind of like that arm wrestling movie with Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top. Have you seen that? Remember when he does that hat turn scenario like this? He switches and he turns into Lincoln Hawk, and he turns his hat backwards as a way to change his alter ego to become something more powerful, more intensity, and he wins by powering over in arm wrestling competition. It's the trigger. It's the way to tap into your inner strength and dominate opponents. The physical adjusting of the hat is an anchor point to prepare his mental ability for intensity in arm wrestling and creating his inner strength. So your next action step, number 6, is to create an anchor, a trigger for your hero alter ego. It can be anything like turning the hat backwards. For me, the trigger is doing this, taking my forefinger and thumbs and actually pushing them together, and that's a trigger for me to become BMAC, who I want to be, and that's the hero in my life. It's a special technique for creating a self-hypnosis anchors to create success and prosperity in your life. Now that's another topic, but let me know in the comments below if you want me to go deeper into that, because it's really good stuff. This enables the law of compounding, which is what most people don't understand. Success just doesn't happen overnight. Everything compounds, and you build your big break based on the number of tiny victories that you accumulate over time. It's a change of the mindset that allows you to put together tiny victories that add up to big success. Does that make sense? This person doesn't get tired, doesn't get lazy, doesn't watch TV, doesn't waste time. There's no excuse for you not to do everything you need to do to be the best person you can be. And here's the icing on the cake. When you focus on beating your villain, you get to go through life being a nice guy to everyone else. So when you become successful, you're not like some successful asshole. And because the biggest competition is yourself, you can be nice to everyone else. Now, in closing, we talked about 3 secrets to brainwash yourself for success and destroy the villain in your life. Secret number 1 is identify the hero alter ego. And you're gonna take 2 steps, which is give your hero a name and write down the qualities of the role your hero plays in your life. Now, secret number 2 is create your villain alter ego. And you're gonna take 2 steps there, which is give your villain a name and then write down every single quality about your enemy. Secret number 3 is trigger your hero's alter ego to compete against your villain. You're gonna take an action step by competing against your villain daily, and you win by beating your personal best. And your next action step is to identify the triggers that's an anchor to unleash the hero alter ego. Now it's time to take action. You could start by liking this episode and then share in the comments who your hero is and who your villain is, and what are you gonna be doing daily to compete against your villain in life. And if you wanna grab a copy of a worksheet for this, I put that together in the link provided, and you can go there and access it immediately.